Hey guys, Vulture here. So I finally finished the prequels and Clone Wars to Star Wars, so let us go. Alright, so we're starting after go watch the basics of Star Wars to understand a little bit better. But anyhow, Phantom Menace is episode 1. So Jedi Master Qui-Gon and his Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi go to negotiations with the Separatists. The Separatists are an anti-Republican federation. And they've been attacking several planets to take them over and get them onto their side to face the Republic, and their army is the droid army. But the Jedi are attacked and made to flee to a nearby planet. This is Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, by the way. Naboo, where they learn of the Separatists are planning to invade the planet to take control of it. To have a vantage point. Qui-Gon saves a native life known as Jar Jar Binks, who, with graciousness, shows the way to the leader of Naboo. Queen Padme Amidala is captured until our Jedi save her and escape the planet, but their ship is damaged, needed to be repaired on a planet named as Tatooine. Tatooine is a slave desert planet where several ships that are wrecked there, they scavenge the parts to sell them. Qui-Gon runs into a young boy named Anakin Skywalker, who is the highest potential in the Force he's ever felt. He makes a deal with the slave owner that if they are able to win a upcoming pod race, Anakin is able to be free, and they get the ship part needed. Anakin wins the pod race, that he created the pod, and also he shows that he's actually amazing in flight skills. They return to the Jedi Palace with Anakin. The Council wants to disagree with training him for his age and his connection to his still a slave mother. But Qui-Gon believes he is the chosen one, a Force user who can bring balance to the Force, and by destroying the Sith. They decline Qui-Gon for him already having a apprentice as Obi-Wan, but then they say Obi-Wan can train Anakin once he gains knightship. They take back Naboo from the Separatist, and Anakin shows his fight skills. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, meanwhile, face the Sith apprentice Darth Maul, who is forced by birth to become a Sith. Maul kills Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan avenges him by slicing Maul in half, dropping him into a chute. Qui-Gon's last wishes are for Obi-Wan to train Anakin, which he accepts, since Obi-Wan slayed a Sith. He was proven himself worthy enough to be promoted to Jedi Knight to train Anakin. They hold a Jedi funeral, which is burning the body, or incinerating it, for Qui-Gon. During this time, Obi-Wan becomes... so in between Episode 1 and 2, Obi-Wan does become a Jedi Knight. Well, he becomes a Knight close to the end of Episode 1, but during it, he does gain the title of membership. Attack of the Clones is Episode 2. Qui-Gon and Anakin are put on position to protect Padme from a hired bounty hunter that the Separatist hired. Sam Weasel, who they captured to get information, but another bounty hunter uses a poison dart to kill her before she can make anything slip. Anakin stays with Padme to protect her, and Obi-Wan tracks the other bounty hunter. On Camino, where he learns of a cloning facility, they are cloning the bounty hunter Jango Fett. After the cloning of his son Boba Fett, son by the way, the Fetts escape Obi-Wan, but he puts a tracker on their ship known as the Slave One, and he warns the Republic of the cloning facility before heading after the bounty hunter. But the thing is, he ends up getting ambushed after tracking the Fets to a cloning the a droid factory. Anakin and Padme show feelings for each other. Anakin runs and visits his mother, but finds out that she has been captured by raiders. He finds her, but she's barely alive at that point, and he slaughters all the men, women, and children of the Tusken Raider village. They learn of Obi-Wan's capture, and they go to save him, but get caught. They are put to death by Count Dooku, the Tyrant, a new Sith apprentice. Dooku is a former Padawan to the Grand Jedi Master Yoda. Who is centuries old and his species is unknown, but his species is strong with the Force. At last moment, all the Jedi come to save Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme, with being led by Mace Windu. Council master with Mace Windu is a council master Jedi with the unique ability of the breaking point, which allows him to look through situations and be like, this is probably the best course of action, and that's what he normally goes off of. It's a special ability he does get, and he does also have the ability to also see weak points and all that. So this also helps him in killing the bounty hunter Jango Fett. Because of this, Boba does call revenge on Mace Windu and all Jedi. They find the cloning facility. The Republic finds the cloning facility, and they get the clones to go help with this effort, being led by Yoda. Coming for backup, Dooku tries to run, but they go right after him. Anakin and Obi-Wan fight Dooku, but are overpowered. Anakin loses his hand, and Obi-Wan is knocked out. Yoda comes to their aid. Dooku tries to crush them to distract Yoda, by trying to crush Obi-Wan and Anakin. But Yoda saves them. Dooku makes his escape. But before this, he does reveal to Obi-Wan that there is a Sith Lord who is involved inside the Republic, fighting it from both the Separatist and the Republic side. The Clone Wars begins with Anakin and Dooku getting their own apprentices. Anakin gets Ahsoka Tano, and Dooku gets Ventress. Boba Fett tries to get his revenge with bounty hunters. R2 is captured by Grievous and replaced with R2, which is a spy droid. Wins and loses in battle. Jabba's son is taken. Jabba the Hutt's son. Clones become brothers. Obi-Wan fakes his death. Darth Maul, also known as Maul now because he's no longer Sith Lord, he returns with his brother Savage. A chip is discovered in the clone's head. Maul takes over Mandalore, killing their ruler, the Duchess, which, if you guys don't know, is a previous lover to Obi-Wan, but because of the Jedi, he loses feelings and they grow cold to each other. And Ahsoka is framed for actions against the Republic and the Jedi Order. She's disbanded from the Jedi. But the situation is solved, and Ahsoka is asked to come back, but she disagrees with the fact that um, the situation is just not good enough for her to return to, so she walks off. Um, Episode 3 of is Revenge of the Sith, and also known as the 7th season 2 um, Clone Wars. Anakin and Obi-Wan go after Dooku and Grievous, who have captured Chancellor Palpatine. They get aboard the ship fighting Dooku. Anakin kills Dooku. Grievous escapes. Also Grievous, if you guys don't know his backstory, basically he was once just like a warrior species until he was severely harmed, and he needed a exoskeleton, so he became a cyborg of likes. But he kills Jedi for sport and takes their lightsabers as trophies. Um, Anyhow, they save the Chancellor. Ahsoka returns to help capture Maul. Obi-Wan hunts Grievous to Kanash, I think it is. He kills Grievous with a blaster to the lungs, which they are already damaged because during the episode 2, like the early Clone Wars, Mace Windu crushes Grievous's lungs, which is why he breathes weird later on. Yoda goes to help the Wookiees against the Separatist. Anakin gets news from Padme that she is pregnant with his kid. He gets a nightmare that she dies from childbirth. He discovers the Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord, the Master of the Sith, Darth Sidious. And Sidious gets Anakin to betray the Jedi by saying, "You can save Padme, you can save her from the visions." But with all this happening, what little bit of Jedi Masters that could come to face the Sith Lord come, which I think I can only name 2 of them, which was Mace Windu and Kit Fisto. There were 2 other Jedi, but those 2 other Jedi and Kit Fisto are instantly killed. Mace Windu he's able to beat Darth Sidious, but because Anakin needs him, he does betray Mace Windu, which makes Anakin turn to the dark side, and he becomes Darth Vader. Let's see here. So this makes Sidious start Order 66, which is basically saying the Jedi have committed a treason against the Republic, and they must be terminated. And all clones in their chips in their head starts doing this, so every Jedi, every single one that has a Jedi association is put to death. So this includes Padawans, Knights, Masters, any council members, Kit Ad Fosco, Alla Secura, and a few others are put to death. Anakin is the leading to the Jedi Temple, and he personally kills Shakti, which is basically a older looking version of Ahsoka Tano. He also murders, just like he murdered all the Sand people, he murders all the younglings. The only ones who are able to survive are like 3. Well, there's more, but there's 3 well-known ones. And this is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. They are able to return to the Jedi Temple post Order 66, and they discover of Anakin becoming Darth Vader and seeing all the death he makes happen. Ahsoka on her way to face Maul, but Maul does escape for later times. Ahsoka is attacked by Order 66. The only way she was able to escape, though, is because Anakin's like every Jedi Master, well, actually every Jedi, I think, basically anyone that was a Jedi Knight or Master were given a little squad of clones, and Anakin's was led by Captain Rex. Obi-Wan Kenobi had Commander Cody, and I'm trying to remember Yoda's, but I know he was like Commander with a G. I don't remember the rest. Um, but anyhow, Captain Rex is close with Anakin and Ahsoka because they're different from other Jedi, and they treat them as people. Um, anyhow, with this connection, I didn't write this down. Um, he stutters to shoot, which gives Ahsoka the time to react. Um, and she's able to take away the chip and save Rex. And both Rex and Ahsoka fake their death, which Darth Vader later sees that the remnants, so he thinks they're dead. Anakin and Obi-Wan fight. With Obi-Wan winning, taking off the rest of the limbs except for the robotic hand. Anakin gets and Darth Sidious comes to save Anakin, and he gives him a life support suit, which is the known Darth Vader look. Padme dies from childbirth because she loses the will to live without Anakin, but she does give birth to twins, which is Luke Skywalker and Leia, Princess Leia. And Yoda and Obi-Wan do their best to hide them. Luke is given to Anakin's family back at Tatooine, this being his half brother, Owen, I think it was. And he's basically like, here, hi, this is your own child. Sorry, I'm tired. And then Obi-Wan goes into isolation on Tatooine to protect Luke Skywalker. In Yoda, he goes to give some high up senators Princess Leia to hide it to be out of public eye as their kid. And Yoda goes into his own isolation on a previous planet he discovered, known as Dagobah. He finds the place. It's very strong with the Force. He even communicates with a ghost, a voice of Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn in the Clone Wars is shown twice as a Force ghost. Once to Obi-Wan and Anakin when they were actually meeting the light side of the Force, dark side of the Force, and the Father, which is the balance scale. And he basically tells Anakin and Obi-Wan kind of what situation they're in and what they should do in the future. And then when Yoda first goes to Dagobah during Clone Wars, he basically says, here's something that can help you go forward. And he mentions how to become a Force ghost, which is how you retain your personality after death, and a part of the Force, which is basically they're having the ability to train to be ready for death, which Qui-Gon Jinn's training was not complete, so he was nothing but a voice. Only reason is for him to have a body during the life cycle of both dark side and light side is because that was the strongest point of Force, where basically just because he had the tiny bit of training, he was able to. Yoda and Obi-Wan during their isolation are training to be Force Ghost after death. And that's it for the prequels / Clone Wars. Next time, we are actually going to be speeding through the original trilogy. I don't want to touch the sequel trilogy, but I will summarize it the best I can, along with a. I've never personally seen it, but I'll go get the best information I can for the Star Wars Rebels, since that is basically the Clone Wars to the original trilogy. So we're gonna go over basically the 6 movies plus Rebels. But anyhow, I have to go do whatever I can before I have to go to work. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.